great heights of spirituality this panel is presenting. A prayer that is theologically sound must be biblical. And may I illustrate that? The pattern that the Lord gave us is the first request, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. A lot of our praying doesn't even go as far as the ceiling. We were in the little island of Tyre, which you don't even know it exists. It's only 12 miles long. It's like a pancake in the sea. And I, with another young girl, we're just in our very early 20s. I think I was 21. And we dared to launch out and conduct a mission on this island. And the conditions in which we were moving were pretty dreadful. The church in which we were speaking night after night, there were shutters on the windows because the windows were broken. And the wind that came under the front door, my Irish friend said, would clean the corn in the field. And it was very, very cold. It was very, very stormy. And we labored on, going from door to door, and every morning spending time in prayer, seeking God, in a little cottage with a leaky roof. We were bitterly cold. Sometimes we had no fire. But in the middle of the 7th week of that mission, and sometimes nobody turned up. Sometimes there were 1 or 2 people. One night there was an unconverted man and an old missionary who was stone deaf. And we didn't know what to do, so we asked the old man to pray. And he thought we asked him to sing. So we were subjected to his singing for a little while. Anyway, we did the best we could, and we prayed with them and sent them home. But we were desperate. And one morning, in the middle of the 7th week of the mission, we prayed, and we came to the place where it didn't matter about us. It didn't matter whether or not our needs were supplied, and we were living on eggs morning, noon, and night, and had very little else, and very little money. We were a faith mission, and we were praying and seeking God, and he brought us to the place where nothing mattered, not the honor of the mission, not our reputation, not even the salvation of souls, but we were consumed with the desire to see Christ vindicated in the community. We wept in the presence of God, and this gripped us to such an extent that our whole praying that morning was, let Christ be vindicated, let Christ be exalted, nothing else matters. And then the miracle happened, and the break came, and we went to the meeting, and there were not just 2 people there, but 80, and some of them carried heaters, and told us that this was the answer to our prayers, and we had never told anyone that we were praying thus. An elderly man came to the home one morning, and he took off his cap as he walked in the door, and he wept, and he said, "Girls, can you tell me whether there is mercy for a sinner like me?" His niece that night came down to the front, and we had never made any appeals, and she bent her knees in the front pew, and the tears flowed freely, and she cried out, "Oh God, I did not know that I had to come this way." A young man came from the back of the church after the service was over, and he said, "I'm not going home tonight until I get saved." And this spread right through the island, and from district to district. The Lord was working in an amazing way and bringing conviction of sin and turning people to himself in repentance. And it all started when we started praying theologically. Hallowed be thy name.